Zane Garcia here with Space Coast Daily. I have a special guest with me today, Jeff Carr, the athletic director at Eastern Florida State College. Jeff, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, we want to talk a little bit about this job itself. Now, athletic director, especially at a high school or even a college level, is probably not a simple thing. How do you get into something like that?
Well, so I was actually at a university in Nashville. I was the head men's soccer coach. I was department chair there, and I helped out with athletics. And then this job came open here, and I actually knew Dr. Ritchie because we had lived here before, and his son and my son played soccer together. And there was opportunity opening to be the athletic director. So I, applied and got the job. And there's lots of different facets to it, but it's so rewarding because where we've come from, we weren't very competitive in anything when I got here 16 years ago. We had 6 sports at the time. We've added 7, so we have 13 now. This past year, every team made the playoffs, and 7 made it to the national tournament, and then men's soccer made it to the Final Four. So, yeah, lots of things go on, to do with eligibility, some fundraising, facility management, to checking GPAs all the time and hiring coaches, and there's a lot to it, but it's a lot of hours, but it's really, really rewarding. And just to see the kids graduate and move on to the highest level they can play at, it's really exciting, absolutely exciting, and very rewarding to me.
Well, I want to go back to the coaching. You used to coach men's soccer. Is
Well,
that correct?
I was the women's soccer coach for 11 years at Eastern Florida. I did coach the men for 1 year after COVID,
Okay.
but mainly I've been the women's coach here. At the other university, I was the men's coach.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that experience coaching the women's. And you mentioned that when you got here, the sports program itself wasn't at the highest level or at the peak of where it could be. And with it now being nearly impeccable, it seems as if you guys make the playoffs every single year. So tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
that.
well, the president, Dr. James Ritchie, he came in about that time, so that was a huge difference. His vision for athletics, not only athletically but academically, that changed everything. That changed the course of Eastern Florida athletics. So that was, a key to all our success. And then, I was fortunate to be the women's coach. We went to the national championship game twice. Once we hosted at Melbourne Central Catholic, and we were in the final there, and we were in the final at our place. We were either number 1 or number 2 in the country, and unfortunately, we outshot the team 23-3. We lost 1-0.
Wow.
And we had an unbelievable team. 7 of those starters went on to go Division One, and we had Bunny Shaw that plays for Manchester City now. Was one of our best players. She was All-American both years at Eastern Florida, and she's led that league in scoring the last 2 years and got the Golden Boot. And right now she's considered the number 6 player in the world. Special player and a special person.
Tell us what that means to you, being able to coach these athletes, or even being the athletic director, oversee these athletes, and then going and seeing them do amazing things at the next level.
Well, you're so proud of them. Like, for example, Bunny Shaw, she worked hard at it. She came from a rough background in Jamaica, in Kingston, Jamaica, and to flourish with us, flourished at University of Tennessee, went to play in the French Pro League and then to the English League. And, I'm so proud of her, absolutely. I text her all the time and just tell her I love her, and I'm excited for what she's doing.
Now, being the athletic director is probably somewhat of a challenging task, but tell us what it means to you just being able to be the direction for a lot of these athletes, coaches, and overall the program that Eastern Florida sees.
Well, one, you got to give a lot of credit to our coaches. We have some fantastic coaches at every level. We had Jeremy Schulman for 14 or 15 years, and now he's at Division I level. We had Thomas Gray for only 1 year. He was from Vanderbilt. MJ Baker, we had for 8 years on the women's program, went to the national tournament quite a few times. Now she's gone on to D2 in Kansas. But it's rewarding, and to see these coaches grow from where they came, their knowledge of their sport. They're constantly wanting to learn, and they're just so motivated and heck of recruiters, because at our level, you can't miss, on the players you bring in, and they're bringing some quality kids. We've academically last year we had 55 recognized by the National Junior College for having a 3.5 or higher. And in the state, we had 81 recognized for having over 3.3 this past year. So we're so proud of these kids, but it all starts with the coaches and the type of character people they recruit.
Well, sometimes coaches stay forever and sometimes coaches leave. Tell us a little bit about what it means and the process of bringing in a new coach and finding someone that's the right fit.
Yeah, and fortunately, when we do have coaches leave, it's usually for at a higher level. We have a lot of people that stay for a long time. We have our golf coach Jamie Howell's been here almost 20 years, and we have a lot of other coaches that have been here a long time. So there is a level of consistency having the same coaches there. But yeah, when we do advertise, we usually have over 100 coaches. Fortunately, location is nice as well, and we've had success on the national level in almost every sport, so that helps a lot. But yeah, you just want to get high character coaches that do the right thing on and off the court, on and off the field, and have high integrity and are going to fit into our athletic program, because we demand excellence in the classroom and in competition.
Now, a big attraction for a lot of coaches and athletes is now the facilities that Eastern Florida State College has to provide. I imagine it wasn't exactly that when you stepped foot in the door 16 years ago. Tell us a little bit about what that's changed and how that's really transformed Eastern Florida State College sports.
Oh, 100%. Our facilities are top-notch for NJCAA and probably even some mid-major D1 schools. So when I got there, we had a rubber floor in the basketball, which is not so good. You stop, your feet stop, but that knee may still be going. So, that's hard on joints and possible getting injuries. So we have a nice wooden floor now. We actually added additional bleachers on one side, so there's bleachers on both sides. We just added video displays on each end this past spring, so we're excited about them. They'll be first used in volleyball season and then in men's and women's basketball. Then baseball, Bruce Bochy, manager of Texas Rangers, who played for us, he gave me a significant amount of money, and we improved the baseball facility immensely. We got new dugouts, new press box, new stands, new concession stand, new batting cage. So yeah, it's top notch now. Softball moved from the Palm Bay campus to here. We spent a lot of money. Brand new facility. It was awarded 2 or 3 years ago the softball facility of the year in the country for NJCAA. So that's a fantastic facility. The soccer stadium is really nice. It has a Jumbotron scoreboard. It has underground drainage that there would never be a puddle on that field. And because of that, we've had a lot of professional teams come do their preseason here. We've had Orlando City when Adrian Heath was there a couple of years. We've had Adrian Heath when he was with Minnesota United. And we've also had some women's teams there. We've had Louisville of the NWSL this past spring, actually, and we've also had the Los Angeles team as well. And we've had some in the USL League also come for preseason. So, and actually the year of the World Cup for the women, we had Australia come here to do their preseason. So that was really cool. It was really cool. And we're actually, FIFA has reached out to us as well to host a country for the World Cup this coming summer. So we're still working on that. I'm not sure that'll actually happen or not. We'll see.
That's still very, very incredible to step foot into somewhere that now does not look like the same place. And it's definitely a place where anybody can go, whether you're professional or you're college, and still have top-notch facilities. I think that's truly amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I remember when Kaká, he played for Orlando City, he won Footballer of the Year for the world before he came up to me and said, "This is one of the most beautiful pitches I've ever played on." And I wish I had that on video, but I don't.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the sports that you've added to Eastern Florida State College. You mentioned earlier that when you stepped foot in the door, there was 6 sports, and now it offers 13. Is that correct?
Yes, so we've added men's and women's tennis, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's cross country, and women's golf. So yeah, and the exciting thing, just last year, the individual that won the national championship for tennis was Hugo Carr a year ago in 24. He didn't lose a set all year.
Wow.
And now he's, I think, the #1 player at USF.
Now, Eastern Florida State College has now expanded from 6 sports to 13 sports. Tell us about the landscape that brings athletes in, whether it's local, national, or international.
Yeah, so fortunately, because we're so successful now, a lot of kids want to come play for us, be a Titan. So, but we definitely look at athletes in Brevard County first. We have a lot of fantastic athletes here, and we're competing with 4-year schools and other 2-year schools to get them. We've had, when I was the women's coach, we had some really special players that played for me from Brevard County. One year, I think 4 of my 11 starters were Brevard County kids.
Wow.
And they made it we made it to the national championship game with them. So yeah, we've got some strong baseball players in the county. We have on our rosters softball, cross country, with Doug Butler being from here as well. He knows the high school scene really well. But yeah, we get them from here, hopefully within the state, and we do have some international players, and some of the international players are played for their national team. So we are very serious about succeeding in the classroom again and on the field, and we want to excel, like we said before. But yeah, it's exciting, the mix of athletes we get, and then how they create a bond together and become a team.
Well, we just saw a couple weeks ago an Eastern Florida State alum, Brian Walters, who is the pitcher at Miami, get drafted. I just want to ask you what that feeling is to you to see athletes come through Eastern Florida and not only just move on to a bigger university, but get drafted at the professional level.
Oh, absolutely. So we've had 66 now drafted in the MLB draft, and Brian's a fantastic young man. I know him personally. His family's fantastic. His aunt was one of our assistant coaches in women's basketball the last several years. Oh, I'm just ecstatic for him, and he signed his contract the other week. I saw the picture of him signing. And, his brother was with us before, Andrew, and he went on and signed with Cleveland. Oh, we're just tickled to death, and we have quite a few playing professional soccer. We have Katie Lockwood, who was National Player of the Year one year, English girl. She's playing in Scotland for Glasgow City and excelling. Of course, Bunny is, and there's so many other stories that we're just so proud of them succeeding at the highest level.
Now, when you walk through the door and you see the athletic program is not at the expectation that you'd like it to be, what's the process of bringing it to maybe an overlooked school to now a school that's desired by a lot of athletes?
Well, I think it starts with your coaches and your coaching staff, who you bring in, the integrity of those people, the excitement, the passion they have for their sport. And right now, I mean, we have such an exceptional coaching staff, and we're volleyball starting right now, men's and women's soccer. They're all going to be nationally ranked in preseason. I know that for a fact, and that'll come out in the next few weeks. So, I mean, yeah, we've come a long way from a rubber floor to I remember my first or second year there. I think it was our first year, men's basketball. We were like 4-24, and we've turned everything around, and we're competing for national championships now, and that's so exciting.
I am familiar with the Eastern Florida State basketball program and how successful they've been, and I think it's amazing to see a program that is not just bringing in any type of player. They're bringing in some of the best players around the world to come and play here at Eastern Florida. And I think that without the coaching staff, like you mentioned, and the facilities that we've talked about, that would not be possible. And I think that you've done an exceptional job of not only turning this program into one that's desired, but turning into a place that's a stepping stone for these athletes in their careers. And I really appreciate not just the athletes that come through the building, but the coaches and the athletic directors like you who have laid a foundation. So thank you, Jeff Carr, for speaking with us today.
Well, I appreciate it. It was my pleasure.
And with Space Coast Daily TV, I am Zane Garcia, and we'll be seeing you next time.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.